Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News. Thursday, May 1st, May Day. Hello, communists. Hope you're having a good time. 2025, stand up for your country. It's an old song by Elton John, I'm Still Standing. I don't know how I'm still standing. This was one of the most intense work weeks of my life. So it culminated last night in a town hall on NewsNation, which millions of people saw. Across a bunch of venues, CW, radio. It was just an amazing display of distribution. And a lot of people watched because President Trump kicked it off with a phone interview. And I interviewed President Trump different than anybody else, and everybody knows that, which is why people tuned in. The President was kind enough to give us 25 minutes. And then after that, we went over with a bunch of people, James Carville and all of that, and Ronna McDaniel, and on and on and on. It was a balanced panel about what he said. And people seemed to enjoy it. Now, I was obnoxious, as, you know, I've been known to be. I took Carville apart. I'll show you what happened. And I was pretty direct with the president. And I'll show you what happened there, too. But this was on top of a whole bunch of things that I had to do this week in the business world. And I'm going to do a benefit for a Catholic church on Long Island. I can't believe I'm doing it, but how can I say no? I don't know. I just can't. So I'm doing that, and then I'm going to sleep the entire weekend. Talking Points Memo is the town hall on NewsNation last night. This was a tough booking. President Trump is very busy, and he works hard. He's 3 years older than I am, and we have a work ethic. Okay, I take more time off than Donald Trump. Donald Trump only plays golf. He doesn't have any other hobbies. I have a bunch. As I said, he gave us 25 minutes, and you know, when you hear the clips, just focus in on the difference. If you watch that ABC fiasco on Tuesday, I mean, that went nowhere, got nothing. They just don't get it. They don't know how to interview the man. But anyway, he did, I think out of friendship to me, give us the 25 minutes on Wednesday evening. Now, we began with the polling, which is, you know, at this point in history, because of the stock market, and that's what it's about, and the tariffs, not looking good for Donald Trump. Roll the tape. So a series of rough polls this week, and I'm wondering how you process that. Does it hurt your feelings when you see numbers come in that are not what you'd like them to be?
Well, first of all, they're fake polls, and if you take a look at the polls, they interviewed more, and for the most part, they interviewed more Democrats than they did Republicans, which is ridiculous and unfair, and Democrats aren't voting for Trump. And you look at him, John McLaughlin, who's the most respected pollster, said I'm at 50, 55, and maybe even higher than that. And he said that these polls are largely fake. When you say, am I bothered by it? If I was, I'd be really helped by the fact that in the election, we won in a landslide. We won the popular vote. We won the swing states. We won the districts, 2,750 to about 505. And the election took place just a short while ago, November 5th. I think it was
what's different now, Mr. President,
for the country.
What's different now is the tariffs, and that's what's driving your numbers down. That some people are panicking because the stock market is so up and down, in and out. Would you agree that that has been a perception problem, the tariffs?
Yeah, but I'm an honest guy, and we have to save the country. We were losing $5 billion a day with this man that we had as a president, the auto pen president. Nobody even knows who the president was. We're losing, think of it, we're losing $5 billion a day, and a big chunk of it was from China.
Okay, so are the polls fake? Some of them are. McLaughlin is a very good pollster. So I didn't hear I don't think he said that publicly to President Trump, but I know John did meet with him. There's a new poll out today I'm going to give you that is pretty interesting. And it's different than the polls that have him way down. So you can't say to Donald Trump, well, no, the polls are fair. They're not fair. I mean, I've told you the polling at Fox News is terrible. The polling at NPR PBS done by Marist College is disgraceful. It's awful. Okay, anybody buying that poll is buying a fraud. And this is based on what their poll numbers were, not only for this election last November, but on and on. Okay, they're awful. And whenever you ask Donald Trump about the wobble, which is in his administration now, which is the tariffs, he falls back on he has to do it. He didn't have to do it. As he pointed out later in the interview, no other president took it on in modern times because they knew it was so risky. But he's doing the right thing on paper. You got $1 trillion trade deficit here. And that's outrageous. So this is undefined. And that's why some people who once supported the president are now a little scared about it. Okay. The second one is also about economics, because that is the key. President Trump has succeeded on the border. He succeeded in the deportation area. I believe that he'll succeed overseas. But economically is a big question mark. Roll it. When do you think, though, it's going to turn around economically so that people aren't frightened? Do you have a timeline on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very fair question. Building plants, building equipment, building so much right now. You probably heard it could be $8 trillion. It could be more than $8 trillion of new investments. Outside in one of my offices waiting for me is the president and chairman of Eli Lilly. And I just left. You take a look. IBM was here today. IBM was here. They're spending billions of dollars. I had some of the biggest. Apple, as you know, is spending $500 billion. They're building their plants, and they've already started in the United States. As you know, they built most of them in China. We had the biggest companies in the world. I had a conference here just about an hour and a half ago, and some of the people are still here. They remain. Some of the people are watching your show tonight. But they're spending, it could be close, I think we're over $8 trillion of new investment. That's unheard of.
But the folks don't see it. They don't see it. And they do see their statements, stock market statements, bonds, and all of that every day. And that's the problem. Now, I'm not doubting what the president is saying. I believe that he's going to bring in a lot more investment into the United States. I don't know if the tariffs, the amount of money that's coming in from them, is going to override the negatives in the market. No one could tell you that with any certainty. And again, people believe what they want to believe. President Trump believes that this is going to turn the economy upward, and he's going to be a very successful president a la Ronald Reagan. That's what he believes. Okay, Ronald Reagan believed that he was going to bring down the Soviet Union. Press didn't. Press hammered him for all the defense spending. Donald Trump believes he's going to turn that economy around in a big way, historic way. Okay. Now, third soundbite. That picture of Zelensky and Trump at the Vatican at the Pope's funeral really affected me personally as a journalist. Very unusual. Roll tape.
Yes.
What were you and Zelensky talking about when you were nose to nose in the Vatican?
I was telling him that it's a very good thing if we can produce a deal that you sign it, because Russia is much bigger and much stronger. Russia is just chugging forward. It's a big, strong country. By the way, not nearly as strong as the United States, because I rebuilt our military in my first term. They gave a lot of it away in Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is one of the reasons we had an incompetent president, grossly incompetent. He should have never been president. But we had a man that didn't know what the hell he was doing. And Afghanistan showed the stupidity of our leader and the weakness of the military. We have a great military. I knocked out ISIS in 3 weeks.
All
They
right,
said it
well,
was
you
gonna
got the
take 5
deal.
years.
You got the deal with Zelensky on the minerals. That means the United States is going to have a presence in Ukraine. Is that going to inhibit Putin, do you think?
Well, it could, but the reason I did that is that we're in for $350 billion or close to it, whereas Europe is only in it for $100 billion.
All right, so we get some of our investment back. And then the president went on to say that Europe, the EU nations, NATO nations, lent Ukraine the money, and we just gave it to them. So he believes that this mineral deal will bring some of that money back to the USA. Again, that absolutely could happen. There's no guarantee, but it could. But the real reason that the United States wanted that deal is because it gives us a presence in Ukraine, an economic presence that has to be guarded. Okay? So if Putin sweeps in to our industries there, that ups it big time. All right. Now, the deal they made is not what it seems to be. You have not been told. So Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, doesn't reimburse the USA. Okay? It allows the USA preferential rights to harvest minerals. All right? And they're there, but we don't know exactly where they are, the minerals. And the agreement says that future military assistance to Ukraine will count as an investment, okay? So there'll be a fund set up. So we'll get reimbursed. What Trump wants to do is he'll give Ukraine the money, but he wants them to pay it back in the form of mineral sales. And I think that's a fairly good deal. All right, so that's what happened. Now, finally, it was a pretty intense interview, and I'll tell you where you can see it all in a moment. So I wanted to use some levity. I want to, because you don't want to leave everybody as, all right, roll it. Okay. Stephen A. Smith may run for president, as you know. I hope so. Do you have any advice for Stephen A. If he launches the run?
No, Stephen A. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. I love watching him. He's got great entertainment skills, which is very important. People watch him. You know, a lot of these Democrats I watch, I say they have no chance. I've been pretty good at picking people and picking candidates, and I will tell you, I'd love to see him run.
No, there you go. Now, will he run? At this point, no, but who knows, 3.5 years down the road, Trump has opened the door for every populist candidate. So we are very grateful to President Trump for giving us the time. I'm not one of these arrogant guys who goes, hey, I gotta give it. I told the president when I was booking him that this would be very widely watched all over the world, and the numbers support that. And then over the weekend, you get another surge of people who didn't quite understand what was happening. And I'll give you all the details about where you can see it if you missed it. On Friday, and this is important, there is a 1-hour special on NewsNation at 8 p.m. Friday, okay, tomorrow, me discussing the first 100 days in a historical way. And you'll be very, very surprised. So I hope you watch that. If you miss it on Friday, they're going to rerun at 10 p.m. on Sunday. All right, we appreciate NewsNation doing that. Bill O'Reilly here, emphasizing the importance of a safer alternative in threatening situations. Before using lethal force, consider the Byrna less lethal pistol launcher, a device designed to incapacitate an attacker with tear gas and kinetic ammunition for up to 40 minutes. It minimizes legal risks and permanent harm. We hear from a Byrna user, Adam, who faced a road rage driver. Armed with his Byrna launcher, Adam de-escalated the threat by aiming the laser at the aggressor. That allowed him to wait safely for police intervention. That night, Byrna not only prevented a potential tragedy, but also saved potential lives, all without physical harm. Byrna, legal across all 50 states with no background checks required, has sold more than 500,000 units. please go to Byrna.com/Bill. Save 10% and learn so many Americans why they choose Byrna. That's Byrna.com/Bill to save 10%. All right, YouTube channel. We hope you sign up. YouTube.com/Bill O'Reilly. I am going to analyze more of the Trump interview that we did last night. Couldn't do it all in this program, so we're going to extend it to our Trump, our YouTube bonus. The bonus on YouTube will be about that interview. I'm going to tell you some interesting inside stuff. Let's go to the mail. We got Robin Z. The town hall last night was excellent, Bill. I wanted to ask why so little is said about your point to buy American. The news is full of worry about tariffs, even Amazon listing tariff costs. Let's talk about stopping buying from China. Support your country and buy American. You know, I don't know why. It's easy. China is our enemy right now. I hope that subsides. But I'm not buying. I'm not. Michael Dyer, Indiana. Bill, been with you since 2008. You're the only one that I watch now. Didn't really understand $1 trillion going out tariff comments you made. It's not hard, Michael. We trade with countries around the world, okay? They send us their stuff. We send them our stuff. But most of those countries make it very expensive through VAT taxes, tariffs, regulations for American products to get into Dusseldorf or Kyoto or wherever. Okay? The result is $1 trillion of American money going out more than coming in. Every year. Got it? Like a little, you're never going to have a perfect trade balance ever, but you got to close that up. Nate Bristow, Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. Mr. Riley, thank you for the information you provide. If the heads of sanctuary cities and states are not following federal law and telling their people to cooperate with federal authorities, couldn't they be charged with crime? No, you cannot be charged with a speech crime unless it's a hate crime. But if the governors or mayors or any official actively hinder the arrest of undocumented, then they can be charged, like the judge in Wisconsin and the other judge in New Mexico, both of whom, the New Mexico guy had illegal living in his house, and the judge spirited one out the back door, so ICE couldn't get him. That's a crime. But just to say something is not protected. Dwight and Kathy Moose. I don't know where you guys are. Rapid City, South Dakota. Rapid City. Bill, surely you know that only twice since 1934 has a party holding the presidency gained seats in the midterms. FDR was creating massive giveaway programs, and George W. Bush right after the 9/11 attack. So why are you harping that if President Trump doesn't get this tariff thing under control, he'll lose the midterms? Not harping, reporting. Okay? There's a big difference between harping and reporting. And the reason I'm doing it is to signal to you and everybody else that Donald Trump doesn't have a lot of time to turn this around, get these tariff deals done. Maureen Reardon, Manchester, New Hampshire. You remind me of my father, Bill, who fought in World War II. I love the way you talked about Holly the terror dog. It inspired me to adopt a dog from the Animal Rescue League. She's a yellow lab. No, he is a yellow lab, and his name is Bill. Well, number one, Maureen, you've done a very kind thing. Adopting a rescue dog or cat is a really deep act of kindness. All right? And number two, I am proud to share my name with your yellow lab. Roy Batts, Richmond, Texas. I would like to know, when you wrote the Killing books, did you write the first one and then say I should write the next one? Or did you have it all planned out? You can't plan out. If Killing Lincoln, which was the first book, was a bomb, nobody bought it, there wouldn't have been a Killing Kennedy. Well, once it was successful, then I said, okay. The publisher said, hey, come on, you got to do another one. And I said, all right, but we took it step by step. That's how you do it. Howard Minnick, San Pedro, California. I purchased a Stand Up for Your Country doormat years ago. We love it. Still get many favorable comments. Any plans to bring a not woke doormat? You know, it's a good idea, Howard. I think I'm going to do that for Christmas. Not woke doormats. And, you know, that Stand Up for Your Country, that was years ago. So it shows you what the quality is that you still get comments on. All right, why don't you go to our website and pick up some gifts for mom and dad on the days. Not Woke Mom mugs are flying out of here. We've twinned them with Killing the Witches. You can get both for a great price, or you can buy them both separately. You don't have to buy them together, but it's a really nice gift to get the mug and the book. And we got the Not Woke Dad mugs, and we're twinning it with Killing Crazy Horse, one of our most exciting books for Father's Day. Okay? And then we got the Not Woke gear for you. We got the polos, we got the tees, we got the hats, we got everything. So that's all on our store. And if you become a premium or concierge member, you get the tip of the day, brand new. Pretty good tips. Some of them save you money, healthy stuff. And the full hour of my documentary on Donald Trump's first 100 days with Leland Vittert will be available, if you don't catch it on NewsNation on Friday, on BillO'Reilly.com for premium members. Okay, so it's worth it. It is worth it. All right, take a quick break. Be back with the final thought in a moment. Our healthcare system is a mess. You know that. You wait weeks for a doctor's appointment, get 5 minutes there, then face delays, insurance, red tape. It's slow, frustrating, and it's why All Family Pharmacy stands out in the madness. All Family Pharmacy believes in medical freedom, meaning you decide what works for your health, not some agency or insurance company. Ordering is simple. No waiting rooms, pharmacy lines. Just go online, place your order, and get medications delivered right to your door. They offer 200 medications, including ivermectin and antibiotics, plus emergency kits, customized orders, even bulk buys. More than 100,000 Americans already trust All Family Pharmacy. It's time you check them out. So please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Use promo code BILL10 for 10% off. Take your health into your own hands. That's allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill, code BILL10. Are you worried about the IRS collecting and unsavory tactics by that group? Tax Network USA, the nation's premier tax relief firm, can help you. They've already negotiated more than $1 billion in tax relief for their clients. Their services include penalty forgiveness, hardship programs, which can delay payments until your tax debt expires, and lump sum settlement options through offer in compromise. Whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, their experts are ready to assist you. Even if you're behind on taxes due to missing records, Tax Network USA can guide you through the process. Tax season long over, and for the IRS, that means it's collection season now. So to schedule a complimentary consultation, please call 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Bill. Don't let the IRS aggressive tactics control you. Take charge of your financial future. Visit tnusa.com/Bill today. Okay, final thought of the day. I've been saying that the Leland special on Friday is at 8. I was told that, but apparently it's at 9. This drives me absolutely crazy. All right? So I guess it's at 9. But I was told it was 8. Now I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to lash out. Would like to lash, but not going to lash. So I guess it's 9 o'clock on Friday. Oh, I can't tell you. I sat down, I looked. I'm not going to tell you who told me. He said, what time is the special? 8 o'clock. Okay. So I look like an idiot. But it's 9 o'clock Friday, 10 p.m. Sunday. Now, this is actually a good final thought because, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe 15, I would have really gotten angry. Yelled, maybe used bad words. But now, I'm inside, I'm still a little boiling. But outside, gonna let it go. Right? But it happens to all of us, doesn't it? That you ask, you try to do due diligence, you try to get everything in order, try to be accurate, and then somebody misleads you. I don't think they did it on purpose. They're just too lazy to check it out. Oh, yeah, it's an 8. No, it's a 9. Anyway, quite a week, huh? Hope you enjoyed it. Again, you want to reach me, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the No Spin News. I'm Bill O'Reilly. We'll have a new Sunday column, and we'll see you again on Monday. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.